coverage of the National Football League takes us to the Queen City of Cincinnati and Paul Brown Stadium right on the banks of the Ohio River. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cincinnati Bengals. It's an Indian summer afternoon. Perfect conditions for football, and off we go on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Ready? 15 line. 15 line. Get it! Hatchet. Get it!
And he'll give it here to his running back. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
Come on, set. 10-2 stop. Pilot, 64, quick.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up second and 5. The 24-yard line.
No. 6-6. Pull it high. Stay strip.
Second and 5. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And got his man complete. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Juju Smith-Schuster, 76 yards. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go now. 60 Pittsburgh. 54.
Right, 54. Yeah, let's get set lunch.
Off the play fake. Vaughn. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
You better be ready next time.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. A first carry now for Jordan Howard. And able to find a little space. He gets us up over the 15 to the 16. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have to contend with a 3rd and 13.
Set. 30 base.
54. Let him know.
Shoot.
Operating from the gun. Vaughn airing one out for Boyd. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. That one will go down as 33 yards on the 3rd down conversion.
Now that one hurts defensively. They force them into 3rd and long, had the advantage, yet they give up the big play right there.
Yeah, their offense was already warming up on the sideline, ready to come out. So much for that 3 and out. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with Hill. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. That sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
Ready.
Mike 5-4. Mike 5-4. Go, go, go.
Wide, get one.
This is Howard on second down. And he'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
On the set.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
I got you, boy. I got you, boy.
Let's go.
On 3rd down, Vaughn. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. When the rookie QB gets his first touchdown pass, that's one you put in the trophy case. First career interception, that's going to be one he wants to forget.
Yeah, and he's not going to go ask for the football, right? Yeah, you can keep that one. The key for him, what does he learn from it? When he watches the tape, does he have an answer right now where he already understands what mistake he made? That's what the coaches are going to want to know, and that's what they'll grill him on and see how he grows from it. Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now a pass that's taken in by Smith-Schuster. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 27 yards there, a 1st down. On that catch, he's already eclipsed 100 yards here in the 1st quarter. Charles, he's on pace for over 400.
And playing with great confidence, isn't he? I think he probably had it coming into the game, and now that he's really come out of the gate this strongly, how'd you like to be in the huddle with him right now? You know he's demanding the
Give me the
football.
ball.
And guess what? I'd throw it to him. He's having a fantastic game, and they haven't defended him yet.
Looking to throw. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a 1st down.
The beauty of route running is it doesn't matter what position, everyone's doing the same thing. In this case, tight end, selling the vertical route. Get the defensive back on his heels, break off for the corner, and with good timing, you get a completion as we just saw there.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Carlos Dunlap, the Florida Gator, chopping his way to the quarterback. You know darn well both of these teams reviewed the film and saw that this defense had 5 sacks last week. They got to keep their QB upright.
And they're going to try their best to do exactly that. But they're facing a team where getting to the quarterback is a mindset. It's a mantra for them. And they play a game within the game. And you know what it is? Let's race to the quarterback and see who gets there first.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. They'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Flushed out right. He's got it. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. It'll be a pickup of 14, but they're still a little bit short as it brings up 4th. Now Matt Bryant on for the field goal. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. The kick by Bryant is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Bengals drive about to get going. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
10-0 the score after one on EA Sports. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3.
Let's go, Heavy. Let's go, Heavy.
Trying the right side with Howard. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Looking to throw. Vaughn. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cameron Hayward attacking off the edge that time.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14.
You can't block me. You can't.
Bravo.
Watch out. Check Mike 54.
On the snap.
2nd and 14. That's complete to John Ross. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. Running from the gun with Howard. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Smith.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Here's 2nd and 8. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cameron Hayward picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game.
Hey, Charlie.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Vaughn is going to fire one deep over the middle. And it's incomplete. Both players had a shot at that one. Neither can get it. And it brings up 4th down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point.
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him in contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
toe bashed it.
Super toe.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Mike's 57. 57's Mike. I'm on.
Get it.
2nd and 10. Throwing right, and that's complete. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. If ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Tackle made by Devondre Campbell.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he is going to be close to a first down as the tackle made at the Bengals 38.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped.
57-5.
Back to throw here. And he couldn't get rid of the football, trying to buy a little time, but he'll just tuck it and go down.
Brandon, so often we talk about whether or not a quarterback was surprised by the pressure, by the blitz. Most of the time, they're not surprised by that, but the speed in which someone gets there. And on this play, I don't think he had any other chance or choice.
Are they taught in that situation just to tuck it and go down?
Yeah, when you don't even have an opportunity to look downfield and assess what's going on, cover it, take care of the football. Don't turn something bad into something worse.
So we got man. Hey, switch gears.
On first down, Vaughn is going to get this one out to his fullback. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. Only 3 there on the screen at 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 23-yard line.
Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Here's a 2nd and 7. That's complete to Jack Doyle, the tight end. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Hey, wahoo!
On 3rd and 2, Vaughn. He's got his man, Boyd. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times, because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
On 1st and 10, Vaughn. Taken in by the tight end, Doyle. 18 yards on that one, and the Bengals are moving. First down.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
On first down, it's Samuels. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
Hey, Alpha.
Mike's 54.
From the gun, Vaughn. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
A first chance in the red zone for the Bengals now. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15. Back to throw. Vaughn. That one into the hands of his tailback, Samuels. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. Well, they try to swing it on left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
On the double.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. And we got to get to the ball.
Get it.
Hill running right. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping. Check this.
Lee Griffin.
Looking to throw. Vaughn. He completes it to Boyd. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter.
3 down. 3 down.
So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. The kick by McManus is good. So a late 3 there, and that'll help as they head into the break.
Talk about situational football and something they've worked out since the OTAs and mini camps the previous summer. They take care of the ball, get 3 points, knowing they're going to get the ball to start the second half. That's the old 2-for-1 special to finish things off.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Go.
Mike spot 9. Mike spot 9.
Hey, that's...
Look. Squeeze.
Check 25. Check 25.
Yes. Hey, orbit.
They'll throw now on the final play. He's going to wind up and air it out. It's caught inside the 25. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
36.
Topper! Go!
Back to throw. Vaughn. He's got Jack Doyle. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense, and reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? That sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Hey, foxtrot, foxtrot.
Let's go. Pick it up, G. Check 43.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Vaughn steps away to his left. And he's going to keep it here. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd.
But there was pressure all around him, so the only play was to try and get out of there. I think it was an excellent effort by him just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down.
Hey, Haywood.
Off play action. Vaughn. He gets this one to Boyd. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 18. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to...
And he fires one that's intercepted. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. He's at the 50, the 30, 20, 10, and he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown.
That's the way you make it spin.
Bryant now to tack on the extra point. It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3.
Makes the score Steelers 17, Bengals 3.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Throwing again. Vaughn. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 20. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's going to launch it for Washington. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Now a handoff here to his running back. He's got a first down and more past the 30. And he's going to get this to the 40-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Now the man from nearby Columbus, Ohio, Benny Snell. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed, if there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. And that will bounce out of bounds before they can get a return going. Could not have thrown that out there any better. When the ball hit the ground, I thought it might go into the end zone the way it was angling, but perfectly jutting out at the 1.
You think maybe what we saw in practice came into play there? You know, he put those big cans down on the sideline and angled for him and shot for him. Looks like it worked out pretty well for him, too.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
Greystone travel. Hey, seam 6. Seam 6.
2nd and 4. He'll have a first down and more past the 20. And they will finally get him down to the 27-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
Hey, Delta.
Looking to throw. Vaughn. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Javon Hargrave, the D tackle, getting the sack.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
On 2nd down, it's Howard, and he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Back now in Cincinnati. It's the Bengals. They've got the football, but they trail here as we get rolling in quarter number 4. And the Bengals on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 17. Operating from the gun, Vaughn. Escaping the pressure right. Airing one out for Boyd. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Back to throw. Vaughn. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that is incomplete. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone.
Set. 10-2 stop.
They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. I don't think anyone in the building fooled right there, as that one is going to blow up in their faces. Boy, that is a 7-yard loss. 2nd down now.
Break.
57 to Mike. Nice, sweetheart.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. They'll roll him out right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Carl Joseph came roaring in on the safety blitz.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Come on, fellas.
On the ready.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And last time they were very fortunate, this offense. They went 4-on-4, turned it over in their own territory. But the other under pressure, and down he goes.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. And here's a throw taken in by Boyd. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
On 3rd down, here's Hill. And he'll be stopped here well short of the 1st down at the 24-yard line. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down. Well, look at the clock. You're down 2 scores. Have to go for this, don't you?
And they thought that as soon as they took over possession. It didn't matter where they were on the field. They were always going to be in 4-down territory. Backed up, in good situation, it didn't matter. So they've been preparing for that on their play sheet the entire time.
Here's Matt Bosher now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Taking it about the 16. Well, that looked for a second like he might take it all the way, but as it stands, it's still a massive return. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over.
Ready?
57, Mike 57.
Bravo. Now.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first.
And the Steeler first down.
Here we go. 70, Indy. Protein spill.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down. They'll look to throw here. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Back to throw. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. And Bryant's kick is good. And that'll push the lead up to 17. So with that, you figure, this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
Fielded about a yard deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Ready up.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Going to throw right side here, complete. 12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. To throw on 2nd down, Vaughn. Flush to his right. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10. He's going to let it fly. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Steven Nelson. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. Well, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game, go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Hey, Charlie.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Going deep to the end zone for Juju. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
I remember Coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively. He's going to air one out. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Devondre Campbell, the linebacker, picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They'll begin the drive with Howard. And, boy, this defense, again, really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
Really shouldn't be a surprise. It's going to be hard to move people in this situation. You know they're going to bring the pressure defensively. So I remember playing in these spots, and my coaches always say, don't be afraid to try and create a safety, too. They're going to bring pressure.
That's caught by Howard. And he will double the space they have to work with as they take it from the 2 to the 4. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on third down. So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Steelers, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, they suffered defeat for the first time as they dropped to 2-1. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel to Denver to take on the Broncos. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.